Hey, whack people. This is the OCT, Octavius Hay, and I want to thank you for tuning in to our page today. We greatly appreciate it. If you are listening to the podcast, you can also find it on PODBEAN. The link will be in the description. And if you listen to our music, you can also listen on SoundCloud and DatPiff. Both links will be in the description also. And as always, please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so you're informed every time we drop new content. Now enjoy this whack wisdom. I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast, yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack to me,
yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast, yeah.
We talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now.
Whoa. What is up, whack people? Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everything is amazing for all of you, as always. I am the Honorable OCT Octavius Hay, along with my co-host, the efficacious E-Rob, and you are listening to the WACCast podcast. E, how you doing, man?
Yeah, feel like we got a good one, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. You ready to talk whack today?
Let's go, man. We got to get into it. We can't be wasting time no more, man. Let's go.
Let's go, man. So let's talk about the Joe Budden Civil War, man. The cinematic Joe Budden universe, man. The Joe Vengers explode, man. Implode.
And another one goes on. It goes on again.
So Joe Budden has fired Rory and Mal, or Mal as you call him. What you feel about that? Just the initial firing on the show.
Yeah, it happens. It was leading up to this. You know, all this tension has built up to this climactic, like, okay, this is the end now. And that's where we are now.
It sucks, man, because they really did have a real friendship, and it sucks to see how things just start to break apart for them, man.
And just, I was watching it from the whole time, like, through the pandemic, through all of this. It was one consistent. And then we finally got out of it. Things seemed to clear up, and now emotions are all on the table, and everybody's like,
Yeah, the podcast couldn't survive the pandemic, man, unfortunately. But let's look at this from each side, I guess, starting off with Joe Budden. He initiated it by going on there and very publicly saying that Rory was fired. Well, he said Rory was fired. And Mal, he said, which pretty much said could come back if he agreed to the way things were. Obviously, Mal has not agreed to the way things were, so clearly he's going to be fired too. You think it was unprofessional of Joe to do it that way? She handled that behind the scenes. Now, before you answer that, they were supposed to be there that day. So he was going off of just anger, emotion that they didn't show up again. This was just right in the moment of them not coming. Okay, now record the podcast.
Let's go. You're fired. You're fired. I'm Joe Budden. It's my podcast.
But still, though, even that, do you think that it was right? Even with, it was in the moment, he didn't have time to process it. Do you pardon that?
I think when the man's done, how many times? Like, I already had to scramble and do all this other stuff behind the scenes to even keep the show running, because you guys didn't show up,
Yeah, but the thing is,
this was definitely one of them game time decisions.
Yeah, it's a game time decision.
He probably, I want to spare the friendship, I want to do all of this, but man, it's time for me to be on, time for me to pod. This is what's on my mind.
He apologized for it later. He said that probably wasn't the best way to go thing, but they didn't. He hadn't heard from them, and then they didn't show up again, and he just got mad. Gotta let his anger get the best of him on that day. He said he wished he had took more time to process it for commenting.
I just felt like it would have kept lingering,
Yeah, but at least maybe he would have thought to at least behind the scenes just be like, all right, y'all, it's over. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let y'all go. Now, my take on it is, I don't know. I'm really not mad at him. I'm just, I'm playing devil's advocate. But I'm really not mad at him for it. He has a show that has to have content, and he was expecting to do it with 2 other niggas. So now it's like, oh, messes it up. And Joe Budden has always lived his life as a public eye. Even before he was big known, he had Joe Budden TV on YouTube where he recorded stuff and record his issues with Tahiri and all other stuff. So Joe Budden lives his life in the public eye. And if he wants to talk about it and give his side and try to get ahead of the story, he has the right to do that. And it's his platform. I understand people saying the friendship, but this was a business decision. The friendship they had for him didn't make them come on the show and then maybe after the show be like, this our last one, Joe. They just didn't talk to him and it was done. So then his friendship is, why does he have to be a better friend than they were at that point? They could have came and did the show, or at least hit him up ahead of time and be like, yo, Joe, we're not coming back.
There's enough blame for everybody.
Let's
all play the blame game. There's enough to go around for in both parties.
Now Joe says that they didn't contribute as much and expected the same pay as him, and that they were complaining about not getting to look at his books, accounting for the show. And everybody's, including academics, were saying that you guys are workers, you don't get the access to that, which they had a response to later on in their podcast. But what do you think about that, as far as like him talking about they didn't contribute as much as him, and they don't have the same rights to information? He's the owner, I'm the owner.
Those same kind of takes I've been having. This was Joe's show. Can't do the show without Joe. Where do you guys even find the audacity, or what I'm saying, to even come at this?
The mitigated goal.
We're all getting paid. Were you getting paid before this? What were y'all doing before this? Was it, type of deal? So, but at the same time, wait a minute. I know you're getting paid, Joe. We're on Spotify now. We're not getting whatever checks we were getting. What's going on with this stuff?
He said he gave them raises, and they would be sent, especially. So let's go ahead and transition over to their podcast.
Okay.
So on their podcast, they talked about it, and they said anytime they got a new deal that affected podcast, which was Joe Budden's manager or whatever, was sending them information of what they were going to make from that deal. So they did get more money with these other deals. They didn't have information behind like how much money was going towards the podcast and how much money was going was with other ventures. So that's why they wanted an accountant. And they said they want employees. They had a percentage on how much the podcast made, and that's why they wanted to see an accountant, because they weren't salary based. So if it's salary based, it doesn't matter how much the podcast makes. They get the same amount. If you got a contract for $50,000, you get a contract for $50,000 or $100,000, whatever. But if it's a percentage based, then it's always going to change depending on how much money you made it. And so that's why they were trying to look at that. Joe said they said they had it in their contracts that they could look at the accounting. Joe says it was not in their contract, so that's a little bit difference right there. But what do you think about, other than that though, what do you think about Rory and Mal's response on their podcast, or whatever it is?
Man, they both, I felt like they had a side. Like both, they got a reason. They need to say their piece, which I'm kind of glad they did. Because man, this was just it's an ugly fallout, man. At the end of the day, I don't like seeing friends ended up like this, or seeing money split relationships like this. Even though this is the nature of that when that happens, and having everybody get in between, and now everybody has something to say about it, which is a whole nother thing. But that's what happens when the lens gets on and it gets heavier, and your takes begin to have more impact on the people in the world around you.
Nah, definitely, man. I thought listening to their response, because they were talking a lot about, of course, like I said, the accounting thing and how they weren't workers, they were partners, and a lot about how Joe would like flip out. Rory, more so, was talking about how Joe would flip out whenever he asked him questions, or if he, like Joe on his podcast said that if y'all come with some deals or come with something, then y'all can get a bigger cut. But when Rory was talking, he said he had talked to somebody, didn't even really go into details, just said, hey, do you want the podcast here? And he's like, oh yeah, I'll bring it up to Joe. And Joe got mad, so it seemed like if that's the truth, then Joe really didn't want them to handle anything. any business. It was just solely on him, if that's the truth. Now, my take on it, I don't know if I cut out there, but my take on Joe was, and Rory and Mal is, it was just a lack of communication, a lack of understanding of what people were thinking. So Joe thought that they were accusing him of stealing. They said that they were not. They just wanted to be able to look at the income, even though they're saying that it's some errors or something. I don't know. You know, they did a lot of talking about how it wasn't about money, but most of the stuff that Rory and Mal talked about was money. So maybe like that was most of the conversation. You know, Mal got mad because Joe made it seem like he was homeless. But other than that, it was mostly about money. But I just think like, yeah, and even with Joe, like, didn't communicate where he saw himself like, this is mine, and I'm giving you a cut because you work with me, but it's mine. And I just thought if the relationship was better defined, the relationship as far as the podcast goes, the business in the podcast was better defined, and everybody had a better understanding before it got to this point, a lot of stuff might not have happened that's been happening, unfortunately.
Yeah. And going forward, I'm sure they'll be into their contractual obligations even more, and like, I need to have say in this. Like, I hope this hit has taught everybody a lesson who's in this podcasting game, in this growing medium that you know, fast growing shit everybody's doing. Seems like more and more people are getting into. Just the back business of it, man.
Definitely, man. I just hope that they may not ever work together again, but at least, you know, they had a friendship before the podcast. So hopefully, especially Joe and Mal, they really been a long time friends. That's why he didn't fire Mal outright. He just said, Mal, you either get with the program or you gone. So I hope they can make this work. I do want to explain though for people. So having a percentage of the income is not the same thing of owning a percentage of the company. So you don't have it. So their agreement, they still were under contract to Joe Budden. He was still able to fire them because they did still work for the Joe Budden podcast that Joe owns. They even said that. They even admitted he owns the IP. They were just getting a percentage. He was allowing them to get a certain percentage of his income. It's like with movies. So when Robert Downey Jr. went to go do Captain America 3, Civil War, he was given if the movie grossed a certain amount, he would be given a percentage of the box office. That doesn't mean that he owns Marvel or has ownership in Marvel or ownership in Disney. I don't know if he has stocks maybe. But from that agreement, that doesn't mean that. That just means at a specific time you get a certain amount from what they coop from it. That's a guaranteed deal. Now with them, well, it was for Robert Downey Jr. It was guaranteed if they hit a certain mark as far as numbers wise. For them, it was guaranteed for everything. But that's not the same thing as being a quote unquote partner, because again, you are still can be fired. So I want to stress that part. I also want to say that you're right. They've opened it to something that should have been private is now public, and everybody discussing it, including Kevin Hart. Man, he had some words for Joe, man. And you know, Joe has been clowning, kind of lighthearted clowning, but Kevin Hart's taking it personally. And Kevin Hart just says he has a toxic environment, doesn't respect his friends, has poor leadership skills, and was very critical of Joe. What you think about Kevin getting involved?
See, I don't really hear him as much just because
he's a short guy.
He's a short guy, and also you don't do a podcast. Not really into music, so like.
Well, that was his podcast, wasn't it? That one that he was on. Yeah, that was his podcast he talked about. So he does have a podcast, E. So now what?
Well, everybody has a take in this era, okay? So everybody's entitled to their opinion, so let me just say that outright.
Yeah, he is.
As far as, you know, you have the right to feel that way, man.
I just think that Kevin Hart's in his feels about Joe, and he's been waiting for a moment to criticize Joe.
The heat's been on him a lot of times, too, so I also see it that way. Hurt people, I hate that one, but you know, that could have been one of them. Everybody hates Joe too. Joe's on that one. I think Joe's kind of in a vulnerable spot right now, and people are seeing that. Joe. Maybe people have felt this way about him for a minute.
Well, yeah, when he see you down, that's when your enemies really do start to come out and say, "Yeah, that nigga was fuck nigga forever."
Right.
But no, I think that Kevin's just in his feelings about that. I mean, Kevin Hart's a sensitive dude. Like, I'm tired of grown men calling other men haters. Don't call me. I don't want to hear that no more. He's a hater. It's like an excuse to not take criticism. He's never done anything against you to say you're a hater. I've actually heard him talk about you, and he compliments you a lot. But he just has opinions on things because you're in the public eye, just like you have an opinion on his things that's in the public. So that's crazy. Now, even further, this goes even further because after all of this craziness, Olivia Dope, who was on See the Thing Is podcast, which is under Joe Budden's network on YouTube, she had quit the show. People were speculating she had issues with Joe, when she's come out and said, hey, he sexually harassed me on an episode of podcast. Straight up said he wanted to have sex with me.
Whoa, well, I didn't see that part.
Yeah. Are you hear about that?
No, because I feel like I saw one of these episodes where he kind of came in, and I thought she was referring to when he was like, we're on camera, you girls should dress more sexy or something like that, and saying,
maybe that too.
I thought that's where it even got cranked up at, like, that's wrong, it's harassment, and we can wear whatever we like. I don't know, he kind of struck a nerve with all of them.
Yeah, no, he, they edited out the show, not because of Joe asked, because they asked Olivia, and she was like, nah, it's fine, but then one of the other co-hosts was like, nah, you looked uncomfortable, just take it all out. But they were talking about the two remaining co-hosts. They were talking about it. They said that they know how Joe is. He gets real animated when the camera's on, and they had a relationship with him, so they knew that he's just being extra when the camera's on. But she didn't know him, so when he told her he wanted to have sex, that she was a little uncomfortable. He apologized, but he lost his Cash App sponsorship. So yeah, Joe, everybody does hate Joe.
They're coming at him, like, you know. The timing of it just is like, oh man, you too, but at the same time, you felt offended. How long ago was this? How long ago was it?
Oh man, come on. It was a while.
Clock.
It was a while.
Hey, this was a while ago though. And now it's coming out. Hey,
I get what you said. It is convenient timing, but it's been verified by everybody. Everybody who was there has admitted that did happen. So maybe she just felt like this was a time because I don't know. Maybe she wanted to destroy this nigga. Thought this would be a good time. Wait, I don't know. But he apologized for it. He felt bad. He said that he didn't mean to, do that. And he was playing too much. Everybody, I always say this: you can't have the same humor with people that don't know you that do know you. You gotta know how people are. Everybody don't laugh the same way, and then they don't know you. So they don't even know that you playing. Like there are females who I can be a little goofy with like that. I might be like, well, back in the day when I was young, I would do that with a couple females, be playful with them, but we know it wasn't serious. It was all games. But he, didn't know that. I mean, she didn't know that. She don't know. So you gotta always remember that. You gotta know, make sure people know you before you play with them like that.
Big D, and the D is for discernment.
Oh, I was like, uh-oh.
You gotta use discernment,
Discernment.
Yes.
That's the word of the day. Yeah, man. But on top of that, my boy Ack has been going in on Rory and Mal, calling them bums, bozos, workers. He said, he said, y'all look at the books. That's like the niggas working the fries at McDonald's trying to see the books. I'm like, damn. He made fun of Mal for hiding his laundry detergent because Joe said that.
Got some valid points, but also with the personal attacks.
But he don't like them niggas. He tell y'all he do not like them
and
niggas.
A 5-hour stream of salt.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot, bro.
He was off that hand, bro.
Man.
I watched about 4 hours of it. Not all at once. I broke it down in pieces. It was entertaining. That was some good entertainment. He was going in on this. He calling Roy an albino bum. He looked like a school shooter. I mean, he was getting these niggas, man.
And that's Axe content. That's him, bro. I'm like, who else but Ack at this point?
That's Ack. But nigga, when Ack came in, everybody used to trash this dude. He never said nothing. He just take his lumps. Everybody hate him. He didn't say nothing. I ain't mad at Ack. Talk your shit, Ack. Get these niggas, man. Defend yourself, bro. We know you're not gonna fight, so use your words. You talk your stuff, man. Talk your stuff. Hey, he stop hating, bro. We need to appreciate our black kings, man. And then,
yeah, we do. I'm not put that high, but yeah, we should do that.
So yeah, Joe Budden podcast is continuing on without Rory and Mal. They're going to be doing their own thing. They've even showed off the visuals. So you know, congratulations to those brothers. I'm giving them their roses right now. Unfortunately, somebody else was. Well, actually, fortunately, while he was alive, he was able to get his roses, and it was cemented here forever when Kobe Bryant was inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame. It was accepted by his wife, Vanessa Bryant, and you know, Michael Jordan was up there with her too. So let's talk about it, man.
All right, I did not see the speech. What did she say though?
So just pretty much a lot of like appreciation for, you know, talking about his work ethic and how he was such a caring, kind man off the court. You know, because on the court we all know Kobe used to be was kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just, you know, pretty much same stuff. A lot of love, just with a lot of grace, humility. You know, thanking his parents for giving birth to him. Just showing love to his sisters. I'm talking about, you know, their daughter and how great she was. Just, you know, a lot of like things about him. You know, pretty much just, you know, being grateful for all the love and support, and you know, and it just looks like she's gonna do everything she can to honor his legacy and be vocal for him, which she's been doing. Like, she criticized, who was it, Meek Mill for that Kobe bar?
Yeah, she came to, you know, she hit the defense on that.
Yeah, so she's been really working hard to like honor his legacy, and you know, which I like, man. So what do you think? Even though you didn't watch the speech, he just,
all
you know,
seems very fitting. You're gonna change the silhouette to the logo, to his logo though, to him.
You think they should?
I think they should. Like, he's
a lot of
more
people saying
influential. He's a world star, known star, and change the game, man.
I think you should get that before Jordan.
I mean, it's pretty easy to put. You're gonna put the Jordan there without it's going back to Jordan. It'd just be tough, I would think. But
I wonder if they can even do that. Would Nike say something?
I don't know. I want Kobe with the fro.
You want Fro Kobe?
I want Fro Kobe as logo.
That'd be cool. I'll be with that. You know, I'm not mad at it, man. Fro Kobe can definitely get on the logo. But yeah, you know, legacy would be a great ball player. But I think even more than being a ball player, just a hard worker. You know, that Mamba mentality. He was intense, man, but he was strict with what he decided. He stuck with what he wanted to do, man. He went and he was gonna do it the best he could, man. If he wanted to write books, if he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do, make short films, he was gonna be the best at it, whatever he could. And he was gonna make sure he was great. If he wanted to make rap music,
yeah, the detail, the breakdown of the game, like,
yeah.
I was ready to see some more analysis. Like, I love seeing people who actually know the game, know what they're talking about, talk about it, you know?
Right. And he knew the game, man. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Boy was cold with it. I mean, he was like one of a kind, man. I see a lot of LeBron. I see a lot of him in LeBron James. Let me tell you what. That's why that work ethic and that you know, that tough love that he gives to people on the field, because he wants the team to be better. He wants them to be better and the team to be better. So yeah, much love to Kobe Bryant, much love to Vanessa Bryant, the rest of their family. Of course, always, you know, we love y'all, man. Keep your heads up, and I'm so happy that, you know, this honor was able to be given to him, and that she was able to get up there and give a lovely speech. Sorry, for her husband. Good marriage, man. Everybody not built for marriage, though, unfortunately. And Drake is really good at taking advantage of that. Sleeping with women. He slept with the singer Naomi Sharon. He had asked her to come to the studio to work on his new album, Certified Lover Boy. She came out there with her boyfriend, but I guess they had some private time in the studio, which led to her getting served, man, a Canadian stick, man. And
pump it up.
Yeah, he did say that, bro. Should have known, man. So her man actually is the one who came out and said it. He said that she cheated and he's not with her no more. And so what's up, E, man? You think that Drake is wrong? You think she's wrong? You think the nigga's wrong or lame? What's up? For outing her.
This is nobody's being out of character. This is what he does, right?
It is what he does.
It's what he do.
She was out of character. They was together for 8 years. They was engaged, man.
This is opportunistic. It probably is. How many opportunities to get flued? Because I heard he got flued out with her, right?
Yeah.
Which is even more like, we go.
I know, right?
He was on some groupie shit first, and then this happens. It hurts. I probably would have had to leave too. I gotta leave. If I go home, I'm leaving you too.
Nah, man, but I don't think it was groupie-ish. I think what it was that he was like, you ain't finna go by yourself with Drake. But Drake is a crafty nigga. He found a way to get her along. Now she for the streets, man.
Man, I'm not mad at the guy for this, man.
I be salty, bro. I be like, damn, what the fuck? Like,
I be mad too, bro. Like, what am I here for? What, you know?
I mean, what did she think was gonna happen? I don't even think she signed to him. She just he dicked her down. He dissed her, and she may or may not be on the album. And now she don't even got a fiance no more. So did she want it to end with him?
Huh.
You gotta one of these things. Like, why would you do this? You should be smarter than this. I mean, did he offer you a contract? Like, what was going on? I doubt he did. But damn. I mean, now this dude, I mean, I feel bad for him. She was fine too. Damn. I understand why Drake would want it. And I understand why she would want to mess with Drake. He's Drake. He's successful. And he could possibly put you on his album. He could put you on his record. I mean, he could give you record deals.
She saw the opportunity and she couldn't pass up.
But now it's over. Like, he's done.
Now you gotta face the consequences. Like, yo.
Like, he got what he wanted.
You think you were gonna get married and be the one with him for the, you know?
It's just, I don't know. I just think sometimes you gotta play it smart, man. If you good, if you're talented and you talented, I think he would have put you on, but now it's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, but Drake has a history of doing this. One of these days, nigga gonna mess him up, man.
Yeah, it's a red flag a lot of times, messing with somebody else's girl knowingly, and hey.
I think he do it because he want to be a gangster, but he not. So he feel like messing with somebody's girl is like kind of being gangster. I think that's why he do it. Because his songs have gotten more and more violent. He's threatening to shoot people more and more in his songs. I think there's a little catchy beat, and, you know, you got a little dance step to it or whatever, but still the same thing, bro. He's still threatening to kill people.
Everybody go on.
He's been threatening to kill Kanye West for like 2 years, and nobody cared. Yeah, though, you better watch out, man, before something bad happened to him, man. Another somebody's about to have something bad happen to him. It's that punk. Nah, it's Romeo Miller. But he challenging the GOAT, man. He challenging the guy, King. Oh yeah, King, Old Town, man.
Baby GOAT, little GOAT.
Big GOAT, man. Billy, nah, that's baby, huh? William GOAT, nigga. That's Big William right there, bro. Big Willie. Alright. Now come on, E. I know E has this delusion that Romeo Miller and Bow Wow should go against each other because they were both kid rappers at the same time.
Yeah.
But Bow Wow has so surpassed that. That's like saying Michael Jordan should be compared to a nigga he played basketball with in high school that never went past nowhere. Because look, they were they were the same team. They're even. No, nigga, they're not. Romeo was doing ICDC college commercials, and Bow Wow was dropping hits.
Yeah, towards the end, and they both had help from their OGs. You know.
One OG helped better than the other OG.
And the longevity and legacy clearly is in Bow Wow's favor, so I'll give him that. But they are still tethered together just because, like, we were young, nobody else was young and doing it like us, like at that time.
It's like being tethered to like a big ass boulder or something.
So it's like,
down, man.
Since we're together, why wouldn't I challenge? Why wouldn't we come up and bring this up to you? You know, why wouldn't I talk on like, let's do this?
Cause nigga, you got like 5 songs that anybody would care about. One of them is the Static Shock intro song, and the other one is ICDC College, nigga. So really got like 3 songs that anybody would really care about.
So that's what I'm like, dude. We could do it. Just do it real quick and just get it over with, Bow.
No.
He's not gonna leave. He's not gonna leave.
Soulja Boy. Just let the nigga be around like a net. Soulja Boy is who you need to fuck with. That's who you need to battle. That's the verses I want.
You need to focus, you know, in your training, just train for both of them, and you know what I'm saying? 2 fights, Bow. That's the way I see this.
If Bow Wow do a verses against Romeo, Bow, just give him the B sides, bro. Don't drop one single hit.
All you gotta do is play your Beware of Dog album, the first one.
Let's drop some bullshit, bro. Just drop whatever you want.
4 to 5 songs. Like, I don't really know how many songs Romeo has.
Romeo,
I don't really feel like we could get to 10. I don't think Romeo could get 10
That's gonna be
songs.
such a boring battle because we don't even know this nigga music. Nobody knows his music. We gonna just be like,
And And even then, even back then, whenever early 2000s, it was mainly like girls who was on for real, on Romeo. You know what I mean? I will have some stuff who don't like Mike. Okay, first off, in basketball programming and stuff like that. So he had stuff that I f with too. But when Romeo was like, oh,
that nigga Bow Wow was in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, nigga. You can't fuck with that, nigga.
Okay. But anyway, Romeo didn't really have nothing to go. So prove me wrong if I'm wrong, but man, I just don't know how many songs he has.
Oh, shut up, nigga. Prove you wrong. You was his biggest cheerleader. You was like,
No.
oh, Romeo.
No, the battle
That
should
was
happen.
you, nigga.
I still think that was me for the battle happening. It should happen.
You did the using the background vocals for this. Oh, Romeo. You remember that song? No?
No, I just remember, hey, Romeo.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. You don't even remember that shit. You was on it. You was on that record. You don't even remember
If I
that.
was, it's because I was about it. And that's what I'm been about, man. Alright? That's why.
Man, nah, but definitely it needs to be Soulja Boy, Bow Wow. That's the one. They can perform Marco Polo together at the end. They tag team name when they go to wrestle.
They can. I want all y'all to get money. Alright. Put them on a Millennium Tour. Do the verses. Put them on a Millennium Tour. Let them get a set or whatever. A couple songs. Whatever songs they choose.
Real talk, man. Put them on there. Yeah, they hype for the Millennium Tour, man.
There's no reason for y'all not to be together making money at this point if y'all both gonna be on tour playing y'all old music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm just messing with Romeo. I don't want to knock another nigga down. But he just can't. I mean, come on. It's just the weight classes, bro. Come on, you gotta go with somebody in your weight class, and that's just unfair, bro. You can't be a lightweight going against the heavyweight, bro.
Hey Romeo, go against Zane first, bro. You take Zane, you Bow Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if he could beat Zane for real. That's sad. That's sad, bro. But much love, man. I'm gonna try to take. I'm gonna try to take Kwame Brown's words of encouragement to not diss another black man. But you know what? We having fun. We talking about what you bring to the table. I'm not attacking Romeo's character. Kwame Brown seems to think that other people have been like Matt Barnes or Steven Jackson or Stephen A. Smith. He's been going at a couple people, man. E, what you think about that?
This has been built up, I feel like, being the first round draft pick that year and never living up to, I guess, everyone else's standards and stuff. Which even also, let me just say, he was a center, was a big man at the time of the league. You know, the position has changed and you don't really draft like that anymore, you know. So the fact that they chose him, I'm not really surprised. You would think that was a franchise piece, like a piece that could last for some years. It just didn't go that way. So because of that now, everybody's like, he ain't shit, he's not good, and all these other attacks that have been going on. He's been the butt of the joke, man.
Right.
And I think this is built up over time, and he's finally speaking out on it.
Alright,
enough is enough.
So your take, bro. What's your take on Bum versus Bust versus Bum?
Bust versus Bum. Alright. First round pick, you got pressures to perform and be that guy. There's been plenty of first rounders who did not live up to that, you know.
Right.
But just to be that, to get the first round pick, to even have the eyes on you to get drafted that high, it takes work and dedication and all of that. So that's where it was like, you got me fucked up if I'm a bum, because that ain't really true.
Right.
Maybe I wasn't a good team player. He still stayed in the league and played on several different teams for like 10 years, over a decade in the league. I don't think that's bum shit. You're in the league for 10 plus years, like, it's just like expectations. Everybody's expectations put you up so high and just not performing, and we all, the basketball world has looked at you like that for not being able to be that.
Yeah, I mean, my take on it is, I was listening to what Stephen A. Smith said, and I do believe that he's not calling him a bum. He's just saying he was a bust as far as like, NBA is a business, and players are drafted based off of what they think you can bring to the team. Championships, which brings more money to the team. People might more money by, you know, them wanting to buy your jerseys because you're a successful team or you are a successful player. You're getting advertisement deals and which will help you out, get you more money, like things like that. They can market you and to get more money. So if they gambled on you and you didn't do what they expected of you, then that is a bust. And if you take it as being a bum, well, then you're not being realistic to what you're in. You're in a business. And you didn't live up to what they thought, whether that was right or wrong for them to think that. That's what they thought, and that's what they got you.
And also, I just want to say, Stephen A. is being Stephen A.
Yeah.
He talks shit,
He does.
Hoop shit about people, and gets people to get angry on his takes. He'll have those takes that people disagree with.
But I'm not mad at the take because, I mean, first of all, he didn't call you a bum. That's what you're choosing to take that as. And I can understand that because it's very public. And I can understand from his point of view, everybody's been making fun of me. I've been like considered to be like, it's like my name is negative now. My name is bad. Like being compared to me is like a bad thing. That's hurtful. I understand that. I do understand that. But you were a bust.
And but I still see how he's using this to build a platform to even speak on bigger topics.
Right.
Because his YouTube channel is called Kwame Brown's Bust Life. You know, whatever happened, he's giving. I'm helping out the community. I'm here, and his biggest thing was you guys are profiting off of tearing down other black men. You know, a bigger issue kind of a deal. So he's bringing light to other topics inside of this, and the basketball thing, I can't really defend you on that, but outside of that, and how we tear down each other, and how we need to not be so divisive, and how we can be better on that,
right.
I fully support that, man, and that's, I guess, the good that's coming out of this kind of bad slander on somebody who hasn't spoken on it, because he would just take the slander for the longest, you know, and not say anything.
Now he does talk about how they hire black men to talk bad on other black men. And well, yeah, when it comes to like Steven Jackson, he did kind of take a little far. But I need somebody to tell me, what did Matt Barnes say? Because I feel like he said some stuff towards Steven Jackson, because Steven made fun of him driving trucks. But he really went in on Matt Barnes for losing his woman to what's his name?
Derek Fisher.
To Derek Fisher, and being real aggressive with him. And I'm like, I still have not seen a clip of Matt Barnes being super mad, disrespectful, and violating this nigga to warrant that response.
Yeah.
I need to find it. Somebody help me find it, because I ain't found it.
And I think just talking on hoop issues, like the hoop programming is ball is life. So even if you're talking about basketball and then these are basketball guys talking on basketball, they probably never liked each other.
Probably.
So anything, he could have said something years ago.
Oh, maybe.
Stuff could have been happening. It's like, remember, he hasn't sounded off on anything. So the first chance I get, man, this guy.
I
think he was also like, man, you always play this tough guy role, man. I'm the guy who will go against you type deal.
But he started bringing in his light skinness and
the personal attacks. It
got
personal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to hear what he said about you that warrant that, because I'm only hearing from Steven Jackson and Stephen A. Smith as far as like really coming kind of rough at you. So I need to hear what Matt Barnes said. I really need to hear it, and I can't find nothing. Now, that being said, I don't know. You wanna just go ahead and hit these last two topics? Say fuck the time.
No, it's time conscious.
Time conscious. All right, yeah.
Get to the meat.
Get to the meat.
Yeah.
Let's get to the meat, man. All right, so I'm about to start. So Meek is reportedly, it's been reported out that Meek is upset that Rick Ross will not let him out of his contract ahead of time, and he's kind of beefing with Meek as videos has surfaced of him not allowing Rick Ross. Meek is beefing with Rick Ross. Did I say that right? Anyway.
Yeah, Meek versus Rick, you know.
Right. So he wouldn't let Rick Ross into his VIP section, and they say that because Rick Ross won't let him out of his contract at a time. Okay, I'm so tired of this, man. But when are we going to finally admit that Meek Mill is just a trash person? Bruh, I gotta go on this rant. This dude, Meek Mill, he is a spoiled brat. He's a selfish, spoiled brat who has no real loyalty. His loyalty is only based off of if you do everything he wants you to do the way he wants you to do it, regardless of whatever. You talk about Rick Ross, a dude who at the height of his career, 2009, 2010 was the height of Rick Ross' career. He dropped Teflon Don, which everybody, well not everybody, a lot of people still think is his best album. He had that song for the streets. He took that popularity and that fame to put on Meek Mill, Wale, and what's the other dude name? Stally P?
Stally and what, Gunplay?
And Gunplay. Yeah. But it didn't work out as well for the other two. But for Meek and Wale, they was popping. He got on features. He promoted them. He took them everywhere. He took pictures with them. He went as hard as he could for these people. As hard as he could for them, man. And you see Meek Mill. Shoot, Meek Mill has stories about this dude coming over and doing a verse for him for free when he got out of prison. Meek only had, he was like, I can't give you the money as you normally used to, but I give you this. He was about to give him a check, or not get, he was about to give him the money right there. And Rick Ross said, nah, he did it for free. This dude that rock with you, bro. And you gonna tell me you got an attitude because he won't let you out your contract early, man? You should be more than happy to do whatever you gotta do to meet your obligations for this man. He's saying he's not even tripping off of you leaving. He just wants you to do what you promised, what you signed to do. I know what your lawyers agreed to do. That man ain't never been nothing but good to you.
I do feel like it's the other side to the we need to own our masters and get out of that and be your own label kind of a deal. So if Meek's hearing that, I could see him having that kind of attack to it. But at the same time, you are Double MG. Like, man, where would you be without him, Double MG? Like, I just don't know. And even then, we were talking about Meek, and I still don't hear the music. No music.
And we see why, because he trying to get out of his deal without making anything, which was why. Why would you hurt the hand that fed you, man? The hand that gave you this great life. You always talked about how solid of a dude Rick Ross was, but now but Meek is a spoiled brat, bro. You can never make him happy because you have to give everything. You can never take back. Let's go through Meek's history. He was cool with Safari. Used to ride dirt bikes with this nigga. Was real cool friends. Snitched on this dude to Nicki Minaj so that he could get Nicki. What type of stuff is that? It's the same dude that he was on a record label, is on a record label. I don't know Wale's MMG status, but on a record label with Wale, and went ahead and got mad because Wale didn't repost his album coming out. Went off on him, called him a lame, he a loser, he not MMG. Wale, then they make up because Ross make up. Then again goes at Wale because all Wale said was, yo, when he was having that beef with Drake, I wish he would hit me up. I would have been in the studio with him. Went off on Wale again. Dude got mad at Drake because Drake didn't repost it. Drake has put you on more than anybody. He put you on songs. He gave you one of your biggest hits, Amen, at the time. You ain't have no song as hot as that playing on the radio without Drake. And you diss that dude. Meek Mill is one of those dudes that he needs 100% loyalty to everything he does, or he don't mess with you. He try to blame academics when he's the one who's taking. Act, why you post that picture of me taking with guns? I could have went to jail. No, nigga, why did you take that picture of you with guns? You could have went to jail. That's your responsibility.
He seems to always find it to not be about him for the reason that he's not doing okay. You know?
But he's trash. He's a trash person, and I just wish that people would recognize that. He spit at 6ix9ine, then gonna try to ease it up. He got his niggas jumping people for every reason that could potentially put them in prison or get them killed if they jump at the wrong person. He's the guy doing that. So he's just a trash person. He's a spoiled brat, and I don't like him. I don't like him. That's all I got to say about that.
Man, I think it's time to part ways, bro. I was like, why even keep this around?
Man, if I was Ross, I wouldn't even fuck with that nigga no more, bro. I wouldn't let him out nothing, and I wouldn't fuck with him. Nigga, put the music out and shut the fuck up. That's what I say. Little bitch, man. I hate people like that. Such selfish, dude. Any nigga can do it at the world for you, but if they don't do this one thing, then they the worst person ever. Oh, you don't care about me. Man, you trash. Go on somewhere with that bullcrap. Whew. Just pisses me off, man. But yeah, though, man. I think that's about it, man. Another long-running podcast, bro. You ready? You got anything else to say? Are you ready to?
No. I think that's it, man.
Alright then, well, hey man, thank y'all so much for tuning in again for another week, taking in our whack wisdom. We do hope that you return next week, get a little bit more of this whackness. And if there's nothing else, this is the WACCast podcast, and we are whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to
the
me.
WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.